Welcome to All Things Marketing Podcast, the podcast that talks all things marketing for both franchise and multi-location marketing leaders. ATM is brought to you by PureDriven. We'll show you how to turn your brand into a money-making machine. Here's your host, Steve Rockwood.
Hello and welcome to ATM. My name is Steve Rockwood. I'm the marketing manager at PureDriven. Today we have a special episode of the podcast. We are going to talk about the Find the Kind Challenge by the DECA students here in Two Harbors, Minnesota. I'm going to toss it over to my co-host Chris Swanson, who's actually doing a lot of work with them on this project. Chris, can you tell us all about this?
Well, yeah, I'm excited to talk about this, Steve, and we're going to actually have him on in another podcast as well.
Awesome.
But it's just really cool. It's exciting to talk about a bunch of students who are part of DECA, which many people in the marketing world know. It's a high school and college program that helps students with business and marketing. And, of course, that allowed me to get involved. In full disclosure, I have a daughter who's involved as well, and they're doing a great job. They, last year, hosted a civility summit, and it was a very powerful summit. Where they brought in 16 different schools, 600 students, 39 different businesses came in and were represented, and they had Dr. Mike Thompson, who is well known for working with students and others.
I talked to him for about an hour on the phone yesterday, actually.
Yeah.
Very pleasant man.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome. And what they did is they had that civility summit. It was very engaging. After the civility summit was over, he's one of these people that believes you got to keep doing things. And so they started picking things, action items that they wanted to do. And a lot of the schools actually picked kindness, activities, whether they realized it or not at the time. Opening doors, giving people high fives, sitting at different tables, being intentional about being kind. And it was really kind of game changing. This year when DECA came back, they wanted to do maybe a part 2 of the Civility Summit, but they couldn't figure it out. A lady from a local healthcare facility came in and said, hey, mental health is a big issue right now. Is that something you consider? And they started digging into that. They were intrigued to see maybe that's what they could speak about this year or work on as a project. Well, what happened is as they dug into that, they started kind of putting 2 and 2 together, that kindness and mental health are very interesting in regards to how they play together. Good, kind acts really have a positive impact on not only the person that is receiving the kindness, but the person that's giving it has so much good that happens to them. And it can really actually have a positive impact on people. And granted, their concern was, mental health is a big issue. There's a lot with that. But they felt like this is one small thing that they could do. So they decided to come up with a challenge. And it's a lot like the ALS Bucket Challenge. But what they're doing instead is you catch a pair of glasses, you say who challenged you, and then you say the kind act that you did, and then you tell everybody how it made you feel. And of course, you're videoing this while you do it. You challenge 3 other people. Of course, they have to, you say respond within 24 hours. And of course, go and make a donation at findthekind.us. And so what happens is every donation that's made, they partner with the National Civility Association, which was super excited about this because they're all into civility summits. That's what they do. Mm-hmm. And that's something Dr. Mike is involved in as well. So what happens is all the donations are going to go to those civility summits to go in high schools throughout the United States. There's another partner company that I've been involved with that was able to do the credit card processing called Raise It Fast. I think they've been on this program before as a fundraising platform.
Mr. Matt Barrett on here once about it.
Yeah, Matt's great. And I'm glad he's leading the Raise It Fast charge. So they were able to kind of get all that stuff together, and it's starting to take off. Of course, they're posting mostly on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And these students are really learning the power of digital marketing, which is interesting because you'd assume the students understand it all. But they really understand the receiving side. They don't understand how they're being marketed to. And it's very eye-opening for these students to realize that all these platforms are just ways for people like us to gain access to their their eyeballs and again ears, and and get them excited. So, anyways, I'm really excited about it because they're doing a great job. It's student led. Not everything's perfect. Not everything's perfect in real life, but isn't it exciting that there's students taking on initiatives to try to help people with a kindness challenge? If you look at the hashtag Find the Kind Challenge is what it's under. Go check it out and see what they're doing. I think they need your support.
Yeah, it's definitely awesome. I went in and talked to the whole group twice about it when they were just starting off, and then Chris kind of took over from there and helped lead them in the right direction. And if you go...
Well, I led them. I don't know if I was able to lead them in the right direction.
He led them somewhere. We're still in a very cold climate, so he clearly led them astray. It's very icy out there. There are the instructions right on the website. As Chris said, it's findthekind.us. So if you don't want to listen to the instructions on the podcast 4 times, if you go there, it's very simple. They're laid out for you. I think there might be the video I made on there as well, detailing the instructions.
It's findthekind.us/participate, which is an animated video that tells you how easy it is to be part of this. And it's really kind of fun.
It is quite fun. So make sure to follow the hashtag, go find it, go see what other people are doing, and then get involved. You don't have to be tagged by someone else to start the train. So start it on your own and get the Find the Kind challenge going in your area.
Yeah, it's students who are doing great things, and I always like to get behind them because when you get behind them and they see that they're having success, it fires them up, and they get excited about business and entrepreneurship and marketing, which I'm excited to see more people get into that.
Definitely. Well, Chris, thanks for bringing this to us today. It's a great topic to talk about and a nice thing to have a podcast on. If you ever have anything else like this, feel free to bring it on the show. I'm sure it'll be great to have.
And hijack, your wonderful production, Steve.
Hey,
thanks for talking today.
You are the co-host now, so you get to bring ideas too.
Oh, boy.
You've been upgraded.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for listening. That is all we have time for today, and we'll catch you next time right here on ATM.
You just listened to All Things Marketing Podcast. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast to catch every new episode every day. Want to be a guest on the show? Sign up at puredriven.com/guest. See you tomorrow here at the ATM.